by James Brunton Stevens, 1835 to 1902. The night was creeping on the ground. She crept and did not make a sound until she reached the tree, and then she covered it and stole again along the grass beside the wall. I heard the rustle of her shawl as she threw blackness everywhere upon the sky and ground and air, and in the room where I was hid. But no matter what she did to everything that was without, she could not put my candle out. So I stared at the night, and she stared back solemnly at me. Okay, this is a poem by James Brunton Stevens. He was born in Scotland in the Firth of Forth. His father was a schoolmaster, and he went to his father's school. He then went to Edinburgh University, but he didn't get a degree. And then he became a traveling tutor. He went around Europe. Anyway, when he was 30, he went to Queensland in Australia, and he worked at the Department of Education in Queensland, and he was very famous in his time. At one point, he was quoted as being the best poet in Australia, Australia's finest poet. Anyway, what's this poem about? So check. I'm not quite sure why the title. I think check, maybe holding back, I don't know. But the poem is about the personification of darkness and night. And there's a person who's in a room, and I think they're afraid of the dark, they're afraid of the night, but they have a candle in their room. And I think the night or darkness represents the bad times, the evil things, and the candle that they have represents their faith in their self, perhaps their faith in God, that evil will never be victorious, that night will never obtain victory over day. But superficially, it's about night coming, about the darkening of a room and a candle and the person in this room. The night was creeping on the ground. So the sun is going down, the shadows are getting longer and longer. And I'm sure you've seen this, as when it's nearly sunset, the shadows creep across the ground. She crept and did not make a sound until she reached the tree. And then she covered it and stole again along the grass beside the wall. So these long shadows, first the long shadow reaches the tree, and then it covers the tree, and then it continues along the grass beside the wall, and it's getting darker and darker. So notice, night is personified by is personified as a woman. I heard the rustle of her shawl as she threw blackness everywhere upon the sky and ground and air. So he's saying that she took a shawl, a blanket, and put it over everything, and this is like a covering of darkness, covering the sky and the ground, covering everything. And in the room where I was hid. So the room where I was hiding, it also got dark. Notice that I am hiding. I'm hiding away from the darkness. I'm hiding away from the evil. But no matter what she did to everything that was without, she could not put my candle out. So no matter what the darkness did to everything outside the room, to the whole world outside, I am in my room and I have a candle, and the darkness cannot extinguish the candle. So this is the candle of goodness, the candle of hope, the candle that will fight the darkness. And inside there is always this inner light, is what he is saying. So I stared at the night, and she stared back solemnly at me. So I looked through the window at the night, and night looked back at me, but the night couldn't hurt me. The night couldn't get me. And there is almost this impasse that the evil wants to destroy him, but she can't do it. So, Check by James Brunton Stevens.